Cheap wine. God, I love this stuff. Oh, Zebra, it's okay. It's okay. Enough. Hey everyone, I'm Evie Driver, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel. For those of you who don't know who I am a young adult science fiction futuristic fantasy author of Gravity Rising, which may or may not be my debut novel. So excited. So if writing books or even fun vlogs sounds interesting to you, definitely consider subscribing. So the reason why I'm making this tag is because if you know me at all, I love superheroes. I don't know why, it's just something that's kind of like about me, I guess, that's important for you guys to know. But I love a good origin story, and so I thought that since every superhero needs their origin story, why not authors also having their own origin story? Thus the creation of the author origin story tag. I'm gonna get straight into the questions because there's a ton of them, because I'm very long-winded over here. So if I don't tag you at the end of this video, you can definitely check out my blog post, which will be linked in the description for your convenience. So question number 1 is backstory. When and why did you start writing? How old were you? And in which genres did you begin writing? So I was about 15, and the reason why I started writing was because my reading level was very poor. It was like at a 5th grade or 6th grade level up until about the end of my sophomore year. It was really important for me to start writing because I had a lot of creative ideas and I didn't know how to express that. So writing for me really helped keep my sanity in check. And genres, I was really heavy involved with poetry. Some of my best writing has been poetry, but I have no interest in returning to poetry. Question 2 is protagonist. What was your first main character like? How has your tastes or muses changed since then? So for me, I remember distinctly, I can't remember her name, but I distinctly remember that it was very inspired by a specific book that I will bring up later. But she was a human who was raised by a vampire who was in love with another vampire. So it was a vampire love story, as if you didn't need any more clues as to what the book I'm going to talk about later in the video will be. And she was really horrible. She was a reflection of Bella at her worst. And yeah, that was the extent of my quality content. My tastes and muses have changed since then, thank God. And I have always had an affliction for like really dark, sinister, villainy type stories. So I write really dark stuff, and it's just like, oops. And I write characters who I'm constantly mad at because of the things that they do and where they direct the story. So yeah. Question 3 is antagonist. What's the worst writing advice or feedback you've ever received? What was your first rejection or confidence-breaking experience like? So for me, I was told by I can't remember what grade level teacher, but it was a math teacher who basically said that writing wouldn't get me anywhere and that it just wasn't a skill that I really needed to pay attention to. And I don't know if he's ever been to college, but there's this thing called business writing, and if you don't know how to write in the world of business, like, good luck getting a job. So yeah, I definitely have him to thank for that gem-worthy advice. Number 4 is superpower. What part of writing or the writing process do you feel is your greatest strength, which is like examples, emotion, showing versus telling, drafting, revising, character flaws, etc. But I think my strength is characters because I am obsessed with character flaws. It's almost like a competition as to like how many character flaws I can sneak with each character. And it's like the more bad they are is like the more happy I am. So I just really like very complicated characters who do very bad things, I guess. So that's any indication of what Gravity Rising is going to be like. Number 5 is KRYPTONITE. What part of the writing process or writing do you feel is your weakest? Definitely first drafting. I am all over the place. In some chapters or scenes, I'm yelling at myself, and that's most of the word count for the whole, thing. And then others, I have a lot of really great content. It's just I'm an editor, and so drafting is like just pure torture for me. I hate it. I don't recommend it to anybody. and I just don't like it. I'm already over it, and I can't wait to finish this first draft. Number 6 is training montage. What strengths and weaknesses have changed over the years for you? Additionally, what have you done over the years to better your craft? I used to be all about plot-driven stories. Now I'm all about the character-driven stories. And I guess that's just kind of a strength that used to be a weakness. So there you go. And what have I done over the years to better my craft? I went to school and I started reading. Not good stuff, but I started reading. Number 7 is weapon of choice. What programs have you used over your writing journey, and what is your favorite right now and why? So I've used 2. I have used Microsoft Word, which, and then I'm using Scrivener now. I prefer Scrivener because it's just easier to see the full project, if you will. And if you need to refer back to notes, you don't have to go through, 7 billion different Word documents if you forget where something is located or if you misname something, or I ain't got time for Word, just letting you know. Number 8 is trusted sidekick. Every Batman needs his Robin. What is your favorite writing companion to cuddle or consume while writing, and has this changed over the years? If so, does it differ from night or daytime? So my favorite thing to cuddle is over there, looking at the rain, so we're gonna leave him alone. But my favorite thing to consume, cheap wine. God, I love this stuff. It's so good. It's so nice. So nice. Number 9 is 0 to hero. When you first began your journey, what level of success did you envision for yourself? Is that where you're currently headed? Or if not, how has that dream kind of evolved over the years? I definitely wanted to be like an author that I'm going to talk about very soon. And for me, it was just a matter of envisioning myself with the fame. I used to have great social anxiety. I used to have trouble talking in public and speaking to people. I was just very awkward. And I wanted to be popular, but I didn't ever want to talk to anybody. So there's that. Now I'm making YouTube videos, if you can believe that. Where I'm headed is my own journey. I learned how I don't need to look at other authors and other writers to have an author journey of my own. And it's like this never-ending awesome journey that, how many times can I say journey? It's like this adventure that is just like my own. For me, I don't really want fame. For me, it's just about having the privilege of saying that I'm published. Number 10 is remember my name. Fame! I had to do that. I'm so sorry. I'm not the best singer. What other authors made you realize your love for writing, your interest in writing, or passion for writing? And what books helped shape your writing style, genre of choice, or tastes? Okay, I couldn't go through this video without mentioning dear old Stephenie Meyer. This is the only book that I have still of this series. This one's autographed. I waited, I think, 14 hours to get this. And it was a very, very excellent journey of my parents being wonderful. My librarian helped me pick this out, and she said it's actually kind of a negative against it now, but back then I didn't really understand what I read, and that was a huge problem for me. And so she said that this book was really easy to read and that it was very, very slow, but the events that happen in it is fast enough that will keep my interest. So it was very rudimentary, but it's interesting. So whenever I looked at this, I was terrified because this is, I think, over 500 pages long, 400-ish, 50-ish. So I was like, no, another book. But if I hadn't picked this up, I wouldn't have discovered my love for sci-fi, for fantasy. I really appreciate what this book did for me. Do I love it? No. Can I recognize that it has flaws? Oh yeah. But this book I will probably never get rid of because this was the exact copy that my librarian gave to me. It was the very first book that I ever really read and owned. I would buy books just to feel smart, just to hang out with other people who read whenever they would come over. But I really do appreciate Stephenie Meyer's contribution to my life because otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. I'm woman enough to admit to that. So number 11 is Marvel versus DC. Comparison is dangerous. How has comparing your author journey to others dismantled or helped your own? Any advice to overcome this? As you know, I kind of envisioned my writing journey to be the exact same as Stephenie Meyer's, and that's just like no longer the case. I find that writing is more fun for me whenever I just let go of all of my other expectations of other authors. Let's just focus on my own and let's get excited about what is happening in my life. I look forward to the future a lot, which kind of cripples my writing process during drafting because I want a finished product, but in order to get the finished product, you need to actually write said product. So it's like this loophole. So what works for me is having a writing buddy. Jenna and Jesse have really been helping me lately, and the idea of having them in my life as critique partners and friends, like, it's just a blessing, and I just can't thank them enough. Number 12, the obligatory love interest. Looking back at your earliest projects, what genres have you grown to love and hate to write? I used to love vampire, contemporary, supernatural, whatever the heck genre this is. But now I can't stand to write contemporary, it seems, because I tried that in 2016 and it was bad. So now I stick to fantasy, which is this shelf right here. So fantasy, hybrid with sci-fi, futuristic fantasy, sci-fi, one of those two. Number 13 is arch nemesis. What are the most common excuses you've given yourself or outside forces you've overcome that prevent you from writing your story or crush your confidence? I look to other authors, I look at what other people are doing, and it's a common theme that I just need to focus on myself. And I find that this is the worst problem for me. 14, I couldn't resist throwing this out there. Superhero name. When you began, did you consider using a pen name? If you're using a pen name now, why did you decide to use one? If not, why are you using your real name? Yes, Evie Driver is not my real name, as much as I wish it was. I hate my real name. I wouldn't have chosen it for myself, let's just say that. So I got Evie because I'm obsessed with like most Eevees that I encounter. One of my favorite Pokemon, Evie. My favorite character from The Mummy, Evie. I really love the name Evie. I think it's really pretty. I think it's really cute. I think it's like really just like all about me. And Driver, I was obsessed with the new Star Wars movies. I like Adam Driver. I really liked the movie What If with Daniel Radcliffe. So I just picked Driver because the V in Evie, like the V sound in Evie, matched with the hard V sound in Driver. So it just sounded cool. So it's just like done. 15, Avengers Assemble. Tag a few of your favorite people to do this tag on their channel. So here's my favorite part. I want to tag Jenna, Jesse, and Bethany Atazada, Brooke Passmore. Really bad at this. Oh, and then Destiny. So if I tagged you at all, your link will be in the description, and definitely do this tag, please, because I want to know. And I hope that was fun. I think it was fun, even though it was my 4th time filming this. It's actually a lot shorter than my other takes. It's only 20 minutes, as opposed to 40. Perfect. It would mean so much to me if you would consider subscribing. My channel is growing, but I do publish videos every Tuesday and Friday, so if that sounds interesting, consider subscribing and ring that notification bell to get all of my updates. As always, I am available on social media to chat and talk to, so definitely hit me up, and all of my links are in the description below, just with all the other information in the video you've seen so far. So with that, I'm going to go. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you Friday. Bye!